The verbal component for casting Grease as a sorcerer is Sandy?
Well done. I approve of that joke.
Oh, the
Sandy?
Hey guys, I think I finally found the bottom of the bag. Hey, wait a second. Let me climb back up.
Okay, whew, that's a long way to go. Oh, what was at the bottom? Just some weird pocket watch looking thing with some incomprehensible writing on it. I don't know, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Fill up a drink, pour yourself a chair, and unwrap that Tootsie Roll I found about 3/4 of the way through the bag. Welcome to Talkin' Shop.
What's up, my dudes? We're back! We're back with the alternate class feature variants.
Right, we're in person this time for the first two parts.
my
We were away.
Oh, I'm seeing your faces and it's so lovely.
You're beautiful.
Andrew's grimacing at me.
I'm just still angry about
About all of it.
yeah,
About the sorcerers from a month ago?
yeah, still.
Fair.
I mean, let's broken glass.
It is fucked up.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to talk about it in some capacity. But first,
We're gonna have to talk about it, because we've got things coming down the road, friends. But that's for another time.
oh, true.
We will specifically do a little bit more digging into sorcerers in things to come. But for now, we are still on the train of class feature variants. Where we left off, we had just finished going deep in on the Ranger. We are back.
Trying real hard.
Right? They're trying to fix it. And we're back on the Rogue. Rogue gets one thing in this UA, Cunning Action Aim. You can use your Cunning Action to, as a bonus action, give yourself advantage on your next attack roll. You can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn, and after you use the bonus action, your speed is 0 until the end of the current turn.
Love it.
I love that. I didn't until the drawback.
Yes, without the drawbacks, I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
But
with that drawback, I like that. I think that it's fair because there's so many ways to get advantage on your friggin' attacks as a rogue.
It's true.
So to have that one that's a good, sniper, whatever it is, at a cost,
that's who it's for.
it's
That
for a
fucking
sniper.
rules.
It's for a longbow or big old crossbow using sniper rogue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back and assassinate people.
A little bit of fighter or ranger in there.
If you dip in a fighter and grab that archery style,
Holy shit.
fuck off.
But I love that because now you're mitigating, you're able to potentially use sharpshooter earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that -5 penalty. It's an interesting thing that I think is in all ways a positive because it has a drawback.
yeah.
I have to be now, honestly, you could use it at the end of your movement. It doesn't cost movement to use.
Right.
Well, no, you can use it only if you haven't moved during this turn.
Wait, it does that?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. This is really only for...
You got to set up your
Archers.
snipe. You
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
set up your snipe.
I fucking love that.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
cool as hell.
I love it.
Damn, sign sealed. Blah, blah, blah. Sign
I'm a
sealed.
fan.
Nope, sign, sealed, blah, 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 blah.
Fuck y'all.
That's the name of this one.
Let's bring this down with the sorcerer.
Me, Joe Cthulhu.
All right. He's Cthulhu again. Not again. On to the sorcerer, Andrew's favorite.
Listen, I want to like the sorcerer.
Well, they fixed it. Guess what? You can have grease now.
You're right.
You got grease, man.
And flame blade if you want to get up close.
I got grease and a flame blade. I'm set.
Well, yeah, you can get up close enough to set yourself on fire.
So what we're talking about is what? Like the expanded spell list?
Yeah, the expanded spell list. So they get some stuff.
other shit.
Yeah, well, to start with, what we're talking about with grease and flame blades from the expanded spell list. For most levels, there's a couple that we don't, but for most levels, we get 1 or 2 more adding to the sorcerer spell list. They still have the same number of spells they can learn, though, so...
So you're still going to pick the same spells because who's going to pick Vampiric Touch for their sorcerer when you don't want to be next to anything?
I have no idea what that's for.
I want to play a shadow vampire sorcerer.
Blah! Instantly cut in half.
Instantly dead.
But, I'm at 5th level. I can know 6 spells. Why is I get why it's an option for sorcerers. I understand why that would be on that list. But if I can know of all of my sorcererly knowledge, 6 spells as a 5th level spellcaster. Why, out of all of those 3rd level spells that were available to me before, would I take Vampiric Touch?
Listen, I don't know about you, but grease is more situationally advantageous than counterspell.
The verbal component for casting grease as a sorcerer is sandy?
Well done. I approve of that joke.
Oh, the
Sandy.
There is versatility, though. The next feature.
The next, yeah, and
Which-
I like the next feature, and it was needed, and I like it, and it makes me happy. Spell versatility. You enhance your spell casting with this sorcerer feature. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can replace one spell you learned from this spell casting feature with another one from the sorcerer spell list. The new spell must be at the same level as the spell you replace.
I'm with
So,
Andrew on this.
Like, it's better than not having it, but it's still
No.
not good.
Long rest
No.
makes you the avatar. You can have any and every spell on the list. It just all you need to do is take a little nippy nap,
No.
and all of a sudden you can have Force Cage or whatever.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about now there is no difference between known casters and learned casters. It's the same thing.
Well, this one is different from like preparing at the long rest because you get to switch out one per long rest. It's not a fully prepared list each day. It's swapping out one.
Don't care.
But still,
Don't.
It's
to
completely
me,
changed
it
the fabric.
It kills the vibe of like learned magic in the
Yeah.
game, in the sense of like what this whole thing is trying to do is it's why we just praised that one rogue skill.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Things need to come with a cost.
Yeah.
And they are too much trying to wipe away the costs of things like bad decisions, which is fine. I understand that. But to me, that's a DM call, not
Yeah.
a game call. In the sense of like, if I made bad spell choices, I hope that I can go to my DM and be like, hey, I didn't really know what I was doing. Is there any way, like, maybe in story we can work on, like, figuring out how to, like, switch some of these around? Because, like, I feel really handicapped as a player. And your DM, if they're not literally the devil, is probably going to be like,
Fuck yeah.
fuck yeah, like, I want this to be a good experience for you. I'm not here just to, like, enjoy, like, killing my friends. Like,
sit in your misery.
it's true. They are out there. And I apologize if that's your DM.
Get
But, like,
out. Get off that table if that's your DM.
There are
Leave.
so many other tables. Just go to other tables.
But,
I
like,
promise you.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it to me takes away, like, oh, do I pick Fireball or do I pick Counterspell? Like, I want to be able to be that AoE guy and have that Fireball, but, like, what if we fight something that uses magic and, like, I could be clutch with that Counterspell? It takes away that part of the game.
And it's yet another bandage on this just cannonball-ridden ship hull. It's just slapping
me,
something.
it
All you need to do
solve-
is a spell list, like
Yes.
a class spell for your subclass.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
Get-
all you need.
Correct.
Not this.
Just
all
give
you
them
need.
sorceress origin spells.
Yes.
Like the ones that they gave to, which one was it? Was it the Aberrant Mind that they actually did that for?
They did it for the Aberrant Mind and they did it for the Primordial.
Yeah.
Do it for all of
Or,
them.
no, Giant Soul is what they did it for.
Yeah, which I really adored that. Just the
I
flavor
think
of
there's
that.
cool.
I think there's really cool. Like they're starting to like do it more, but like to me, I wish this was a place to me to be like, yo, like you can even do it as a trade-off. Honestly, right? If we take Dragon Sorcerer and we're like, yo, you can either pick to have your unarmored
Right.
scales
Or-
or dragon spells,
Fireball or whatever.
like that's fine.
Burn
I
hands.
think if you do that, you continue to keep the sorcerer as superiorly weak to everyone.
Correct.
But if you need a trade-off for it, like that exists, you could do it. I really think it should just come with it. The only reason why I don't think they did it is because I don't think they knew what to do with wild magic. Like
They
like
should get
truly-
Chaos Bolt for free. That's a
No,
given.
no, no. I'm totally with you. I'm just saying, like when it came out, because Chaos Bolt was
Chaos Bolt's a
Xanathar's, right?
Xanathar's, yeah.
Right. When it came out, I think it was like we can sit down and look and be like, oh, these spells would go great with this type of dragon, this type of dragon, this type of
Yeah.
dragon.
Right.
Wild magic. Blink.
Which makes sense to me.
Which makes sense.
Blink
You know,
would
like,
make sense,
It should
yeah.
be a bunch of like chance things, like where like I roll this and something maybe
absolutely.
happens.
Mirror image.
Or
weird divination.
Yeah.
wild magic doesn't get one.
Right.
Because it's already doing
So much.
some pretty crazy awesome things.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
bending time.
I wish there was just a better roll table for the Wild Magic Sorcerer,
I do too.
personally.
Yeah,
The one that's in the DM's guide, it's not even like 100 choices because they do like, it's like 1 by 1, you know, like 1 by 2.
Yeah, there are
You
like
can find
50
some
things.
really good ones online, though.
That's what I would do
Yeah.
if I were to ever play one or DM for one. I would
Yeah.
say, hey, how about this one?
Yeah, if they had an expanded table for that.
Honestly, there's also nothing more terrifying than I think one of the things I think that with Wild Magic, this is completely off topic, but we'll go really fast through it. One of the things I think with the Wild Magic table is I think it should have advanced as you advanced as a player, because nothing
yeah.
seems more terrifying than level 1.
Fireballing
I
yourself.
cast my spell and I fireball me and my whole party.
Dead.
We all die.
And we all die. And it's like, I don't want to generate that experience. So if there was level
Yeah.
1 through 5 for Wild Magic Sorcerer
scaling
if it
versus
was-
5 through 10, 10 through
Keep it fresh.
because what happens when a level 20 Wild Magic Sorcerer rolls a 1?
It should
and it's
be a lot worse.
You demi-plane
Yeah.
yourself into Pandemonium's non-existence fourth cousin.
No, you should rewrite.
You rip a hole in time.
Exactly.
You cast Wish.
There's a new god. He's just always been here now.
Yeah,
That's Jim.
That's Jim.
But that's such a cool thing that if you put that in at level 1 in this list,
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why I think that list is not so great, because it was how does this function from level 1 to level
Yeah.
20 as
Right.
opposed to we don't want to make 4 lists.
right.
Right.
But you could, because
It's one of the things that to me in the handbook suffers from what appears to be laziness.
yeah, because you
Which
could
is not to
even do
blame
it.
them, because I don't necessarily want to write 4.
It's a lot of shit to come up with, but it would be not that difficult to at least have 100 choices per thing. If you've got a team of people working on it, writing it, or whatever, you can bust out 100 options for a Wild Magic search table. And I think that if you just had 4, one for each tier of play, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, a table for each of those, I think that you could totally do that. And it's really cool that it would progress with you. But yeah, sorcerers.
right.
Sorry,
all of that. But yes.
that's
Prepare to get mad.
Gonna get mad.
Font of Magic options.
Now, I will say...
Comic Sans for sorcerers. That's the font of magic.
Font of Magic. Now, here's what I will say about Font of Magic. I'm glad that before we get into it, I'm glad that they are giving them something for this feature besides you can make spell slots sorcery points, and you can make sorcery points spell slots.
Sure.
Okay, give me something to do with them that's interesting, because
Yeah.
you give me a whole level where I have these and I don't have meta magic yet. So
Yeah.
what am I
Which is one of the worst
sucks.
design things.
Bizarre.
In the game.
It sucks. It's one level of the only thing that I can do with these is make one first level spell slot. That's the only thing that I can do with them while I'm a second level sorcerer. The only thing that I can do with my sorcery points is make a first level spell
I
slot.
almost think meta magic should have been level 1, and your origin should have been level 3 or level 2. Like a level 2,
Like that's
wizard
when it
or
pops
druid.
out of you.
Right? That's when it truly manifests, but having the ability to ship magic seems to be what the cornerstone of sorcerer is. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep talking about sorcerer and how to maybe fix it, but let's go back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree with you, Jonah. The thing that I love most about Shadow Sorcerer is the different uses for the sorcery points.
Yes.
Like casting darkness, being able to see through it, and I think the Hound of Ill
The Hound of Ill Omen
it's
costs
fucking
sorcery
cool.
points. Yeah, I
and
wish
weird.
that there was more of that per each subclass. Because even if it was just what we're getting here is stuff for across the board, but if there was more on an individual class basis that you could do with your sorcery points, that would be cool too. But as it is, for that one level, you don't get to do shit with it. And then there's
did save Ron Tugnut.
It did.
it did save Ron Tugnut is the thing. Is that it did save.
So it must be a good mechanic.
We got to come back when they're all level 12.
Oh my god. Ron Tugnut's got to put those kids in that gem mine.
I'm pretty sure Ron Tugnut just got impeached.
Ron Tugnut.
Ron Tugnut. So, empowering reserves. This is the first one. When you make an ability check on your turn, you can spend 2 sorcery points to
No.
gain advantage on the check.
No.
Bullshit. Don't like it.
And
No.
also, first of all, no, but also 2 sorcery points for advantage once?
One check. Yeah.
I get if it's I think the cost is it's a high price because you're going to use it on a check that you really need it on, but Stop thinking that advantage is the end-all be-all mechanic.
Because there are other ways to get advantage from things. Why would I spend 2 swords? I
Also,
don't have that many of those.
Get one friend to help you one time and you have advantage.
Also, why does my sorcery bloodline make me good at talking to animals?
Doesn't make sense.
Unless I cast Speak with Animals.
Right.
You get spells.
That's the thing.
Spellcasting classes should be about spells, and this class does not get them.
There's
It's
already
not
a
supposed-
skill monkey spellcaster, and
Yes.
it's the bard.
Yeah.
Correct. Imbuing touch. As an action, you can touch one non-magical weapon and spend 2 sorcery points to imbue it with magic for 1 minute. For the duration, the weapon is considered magical for the purpose of overcoming immunity and resistance to non-magical attacks.
I like it. It's
fine.
expensive, but you know, this is to me the story provoking option that didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a cool thing for a DM to be able to look at a party that hasn't reached its like all your attacks versus
Ghosts.
work, right?
You're level 6, so you can punch a ghost.
Right.
Right. Like when you're like in that sweet spot level 4 where it's like, all right, we can throw something at them that can possess something.
Yeah.
And I know I have a sorcerer in my party, and it's like, okay, well, they choose to use something like this.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool thing that's not just,
Yeah.
I want an advantage on not getting possessed by the ghost.
Right.
It reminds me of the Monster of the Week use magic roll, where it's just one of your weapons becomes magical.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what does that mean? Because it doesn't really tell you much more than tags, like what can be hurt by it.
Right. So yeah, I like that. I also like that it's a font of magic option
Yeah.
and not a meta magic option. Like if I had to like choose that as a thing, I would never.
Oh, no, yeah.
I
This
would
is just
never.
given.
But if it's just given, it's like cool. Oh, so I don't.
situational.
I don't have to like. I don't now feel like I have to take like magic weapon just in case or whatever.
I would do this for like an NPC.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, Jerry, good luck. You know, I know we have to leave and go do actual, like, big boy shit, but here, you know, have this little thing. Da-na-na.
Yeah.
You would.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd bless an NPC we never see again.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Sorceress Fortitude. As an action, you can spend any number of sorcery points to roll a d4 for each point expended. You gain a number of temporary hit points equal to the total rolled.
Sucks.
I could just get 1 temporary hit point for spending no.
Also.
Cure wounds.
Like
Exists.
Also.
There's is there not a cleric? Is there not somebody who
if you're a
knows
sorcerer-
bandages?
If you're a sorcerer, you should not be up in the mix. If you want to be up in the mix, there are some really cool classes for doing that, like Barbarian and like Ranger. You can be up in the mix as a rogue. But Sorcerer is not one of them. Play a Sword Wizard if you want that.
And that's what that is.
Damn.
There's one very specific type of sorcerer who's meant to be up in the mix,
It's true. But also just like play a Divine Soul Sorcerer if you want to heal.
right? Like, it's a bad way to heal yourself.
Play a
is the
Warlock
thing.
with infinite false life.
Are our brains poisoned from this game? We all just know what that sentence meant.
What?
Play a Divine Soul Sorcerer if you want to heal. Fuck me.
Well, the fact that the response is there's no like, wait, what? It's the like,
That's right.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Good point there, Clarence. That's like
Salient argument.
Yeah, the salient argument as I push my fucking pocket protector down into.
Hey, they protect your pockets from leaking pins.
I'm so
It's kinda
glad.
smart.
That's true. I mean, otherwise your pin's just gonna get fucking everywhere. Meta magic options. You get more choices for these. Elemental spell. When you cast a spell that deals a type of damage from the following list, you can spend 1 sorcery point to change that damage type to one of the other types listed. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder.
Love it.
Love it.
Twist my fucking magic, because I'm a sorcerer. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I want Lightning Ball. I don't want Fireball.
I want Lightning Ball.
I want
That's
Lightning
awesome.
Ball.
I
It's
didn't-
cool.
Yeah.
It's
I want Acid
Thunderball.
Acid ball.
I want
Wow.
I want to throw a grenade of sound.
Hey.
Thunderball.
How about fire?
Fire, or fucking acid bolt.
I love this.
That's a really cool thing, and especially for like so easy to become like, well, I'm useless. Like we're fighting a fire resistant thing.
Sucks to be
I'm
me.
completely useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I have it's immune to.
It's such a great way to get more versatility, more flexibility with not that many spells. If you just have elemental of one of those types, attack, move, you would now have that many more options to use that.
Granted, it also opens up the Pandora's box of metagaming.
Right.
Right.
As many things do, yeah.
That's true. That box is already open. It's fine.
Yeah, but I like the elemental spell one. I took it.
Same. Oh, cool.
Seeking spell. When you cast a spell that requires you to make a spell attack roll or that forces a target to make a dex save, you can spend a sorcery point to ignore the effects of 1/2 and 3/4 cover against targets of the spell.
Cool. Wouldn't
Yeah,
choose
so you
it.
can, like-
I would never take it.
Yeah.
Right, I wouldn't take it. Like, I can't think of.
I would
No.
take Spell Sniper
Yeah, I would take Spell
Right.
Sniper over that. I can't think of
and always have it.
a build where I would need either both of those.
Unless your DM
or
is
that I
only
would-
throwing like level 15 rogues at you.
Right?
Yeah.
Where you just really got to snipe them. But yeah, I don't know. I just take Spell Sniper. Unerring spell. If you make an attack roll for a spell and miss, you can spend 2 sorcery points to re-roll it. You must use the result of the second roll. You can use this even if you've already used a different meta magic option during the casting of the spell.
That's expensive as fuck.
I like it though.
Do you?
I like it because to me, it is the most dangerous and con thing on this list, in the sense of if I get greedy and I'm like, I want to do damage, I'm gonna wipe myself out of sorcery points real quick.
You like that it's a trap,
I do.
or that it can be a trap.
I like that it can be a trap. It can
Yeah.
also be really good. Like I've been a good boy. I've saved all my sorcery points up for Christmas.
Clinch hit.
Santa's almost down, but half my party's down as well. He's bleeding a lot, but our clerics are both down. There's no healing left.
So you got to get that hit.
I missed.
The reindeer are coming in. You gotta.
Fucking try again, right? Like, and it's not a guarantee. It's not advantage, which is what I thought it was going to be. Reading it,
No,
like
just-
it wasn't like you get advantage on the tag roll.
It's just if you miss, you can spend the 2 points to re-roll
To
it.
try again.
To try. It's not a
try
guarantee.
again.
It's that you get
I
another
like that
chance.
it's a gamble.
Yeah.
I think more in a game about gambling. It's rolling dice, everybody. It's based on like the oldest forms of gambling.
And I lose money every time I play.
Right.
That's certainly
It's
true.
Keep taking all of it. Yeah, I like that it has a gamble. That
I'm
has-
sold.
Yeah. Especially because you can use it even if you already used a different meta magic option. Like if you really fucking sold out on, your
And you still have something
big
left.
attack and you still got something left, like just to get that, try to, or like if I rolled a nat 1 on a big costly spell, let me just try to not make that a total waste.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I have been converted.
Nice. And that's the sorcerer stuff. That wasn't as painful.
Yeah, we got
as it could
through
have
it.
been. Yeah, look at that. Warlocks. So, spell versatility for the warlocks. When you finish a long rest, you can replace one. It's the same thing as the sorcerer one. It's the same thing.
Why have the choice at all? Why limit choice at all if you can just do it whenever? I agree with you.
In my opinion, if you want to go this route with the game, if it's the game designers that want to do that, that's fine. Just make all the classes prepared spell lists.
Yeah. It feels like it's...
Like if you don't want the cost of it, just make them all prepared spell lists. But I think that, to me, detracts from the arcane, right? Because the arcane
Right.
spells are way more powerful than the prepared spells, in my opinion.
yeah. Like
right?
the difference between like what the druid spell list and cleric spell list, paladin spell list, the things that they have compared to some of the buck wild arcane shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's my question, because I know how I would rule it as a DM. Mm-hmm. How does this work with your 6 through 9 warlock spells?
As I don't see any sort of thing against it. Or you're saying, because they are your mystic arcanum.
Yeah, they're not.
I think if you've got those, you've just got those.
That is how I would rule it as a DM. I could see where you could argue for the other, because it's like, if I can't, blah blah blah.
Because you can swap them out like on a level up, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, something you could do that's cool with this is like you could add a Eldritch Invocation for like a Tome Warlock.
Yeah.
It's like you can switch out your, but like again, that to me is like, oh shit, we need a ritual to chain the god. Well, let me change my 9th level spell. That really should be like the capstone of like, Cthulhu's talking to me.
Yeah.
He's given me this knowledge. I
Yeah.
chose this knowledge to take, because if I took any more or different knowledge, my brain would fracture and come out my ears.
Yeah.
But this is not that.
This is not that.
Instead, you're like, but
I
it's
want
Tuesday,
Fireball.
so I want this one. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
No.
I think that there would
It ruins
definitely.
something for
It's
me.
cheap. It's cheapening.
Yeah. Well, it's in the same way. So like, I think that I don't think that there is anything in that vein of limitations on that for like 6 through 9, as written in this. I wonder if these options end up getting published for realsies, if they would add something about that. Because
But to me, that would blow.
right, having
if I was
that
playing a warlock and I'm like, sorcerers get to change out their 9th level spells.
right.
Right.
That blows.
It's well, I mean, if it was like across the board though, because with like spell points, the DMG variant for spell points, you can only cast a 6, 7, 8, or 9th level spell once per day. No matter how many spell points you have available, you can still only cast 6 through 9 once per day, so that you don't cast like fucking 4 wishes or
Right.
whatever. So I wonder if it would be a similar across the board sort of no.
You can, or
Check.
you can't change out
Yeah,
those.
where you can't change out 6 through 9 for everybody.
I would feel better about that, but then again, like, just that rule makes the sorcerer now more powerful than the wizard. Because I can every day choose a different 9th level spell to have. Whereas a wizard is having to spend, like, a life's fortune putting that 9th level spell in. Granted, by 9th level, they have wish and they can spend that life fortune, but
True.
I'm just
Right.
saying, like, you can just do it. It's like, I just know this. It doesn't feel like progression. It feels like omnipotence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I have all these tools.
A flattening,
as opposed to,
yeah.
like, I earned this.
I'm at a checkpoint. Now I can
This
change
is-
my loadout.
This is part of my bloodline versus, like, I just have these things. All sorcerers have them. It doesn't make you special. Anywho.
I like
warlocks.
these warlock lists.
I like that. So yeah, the warlocks get some new spells in their business.
Weird
that
ones,
they get
too.
to choose from. Like I
But
like that they get
ones
animate
that I
dead.
feel like they should have.
They should have been there.
Been there in the
Modify
first place.
memory. My God.
Yeah, like why did the warlock not have modify memory before? I'm
Did they
super.
get a curse?
They did not. Curse is
Still eludes me.
bestow curse is still an invocation for some reason
and
unbeknownst
not
to
a
me.
warlock spell.
I
Makes
don't
no sense to
understand
me.
it. I don't know why. The only reason I can think of is because they consider it too powerful to be able to cast 4 times a day when you have all of your max level spell slots. But like,
Yeah. Shall we blast through these invocations?
yes, let us blast them.
Most of them are pretty cool, I think.
So first of all, let me
there's a whole
before we
new-
dig into these, let
there's
me
a
jump
whole
ahead a
thing.
little bit
Sure.
so that we have a little bit more clarity. Because we'll need otherwise I think we're going to get lost in some of these, and you will see why in just a moment. Let's jump ahead to Packed Boon option. When you choose your back boon, when you choose
Mrs.
your
Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt, not a punt cut square, but a square cut punt. It's round on the bottom and square in the front. Mrs. Puggy Wuggy has a square cut punt. Go ahead, Jonah.
Jonah, when you pick your back poon, what happens?
Hello, friends. Jonah here to say thank you for listening to this episode of Talkin' Shop. We had such a fun time recording the last of these grab bag episodes all together in person again, and as we've alluded to already, we have started recording our next big adventure. We're trying to get a few more episodes in the tank before we start releasing those, but know that it is on the way, and we're so freaking pumped for you to hear it. Andrew, Joe, and I have been having so much fun, and this is honestly already one of my new favorite side quests, so stay tuned for more info on that. If you're a fan of the Quest Company, please do us a favor. Go to our page on the Apple Podcast app or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave us a rating and review. It's a huge help to us, and we read every single review that comes in. And if you really love what we do here at the Quest Company and you want to take the next step in supporting us, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. For as little as $2 a month, you can help us with necessary expenses, help us continue to improve the quality of the show, and get access to exclusive content and other cool patron rewards. Big ol' thank you to our newest patrons who've hopped on since our last episode. Peach, Tyler, Brian, and Locke. We've been growing so much lately, and we are so thankful for you patrons. All the money from the Patreon goes right back into the podcast, and it allows us to do some really cool stuff. If you want to give us that support, you could do so at patreon.com/questcompanypodcast. We also have a link to the Patreon on our website, questcompanypodcast.com. If you'd like to contact us, you could do so directly through the Connect page on our website or by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at The Quest Company. You can also come hang out with us in our Discord. If you need links to any of those things, go check out our website. I'd like to thank Joe Lightus for editing this episode, along with all the artists whose music is featured in it. Thank you to Doug Maxwell for the song Swing Bada Bing. Thanks to tabletopaudio.com for providing the ambient sounds. Additional sound design by Slappy. That's all for me, so let's get back to the chat and figure out what we should do with this bag now that we've finally scooped out all of its contents, and maybe why this weird pocket watch thing is glowing now. I don't like that. Thanks for listening to Talk and Shop here at the Quest Company. You can now choose, in addition to blade or tome or chain, you can now choose the Pact of the Talisman. Your patron gives you a special amulet that can aid you or anyone else who wears it when the need is great. When the wearer makes an ability check in a skill with which they lack proficiency, they can add a d4 to the roll. If you lose it, you can do a ceremony to replace it. It can be performed during a short or long rest, destroys the previous one, turns to ash when you die, usual warlocky shit. So it's a new option to add to the packed stuff list. I like it. Let's have even more of them.
Did your master give it to you upon the completion of your internship?
He did. I forsook his J.O. crystal in favor of this lovely talisman.
Y'all, if they ever made a pact thing that was like
Pact of the Crystal.
a pact of the crystal,
It's the ball sack of Cthulhu.
I would play that. My name would be Chad. I'd be like, "Sup, y'all? I'm packed for J.O. Crystal."
Oh my god.
You guys want to go power up with me real quick?
It's the Nard of Nyarlathotep.
I'm glad you fit tip in there.
Nyarlathotep.
Gotta get the tip.
You always got to fit the tip in.
So now knowing that there's
like
a
it, though.
new... I like it a lot. I
Same.
like having more options for the packed
But
boons.
it also supports, teamwork because
Yeah.
of the feature of I can give it to somebody that needs it. Do I want to do that as a warlock? What does that mean for my character?
Yeah.
We're fostering the things we need to be fostering as opposed to you do more damage.
Right,
Yeah.
you
Roll
get-
more dice.
Your Eldritch Blast is cooler again.
It's black now.
Right? Yeah. So I like it, and yeah, it provokes important and interesting story questions. So with that said, invocations. Bond of the Talisman. When someone else is wearing
James
it,
Bond of the
you can use
Talisman.
your action to teleport to the unoccupied space closest to them, provided you're on the same plane of existence. The wearer of your talisman can do the same thing, using their action to teleport to you.
Cool. Like it.
Hell
Love
yeah.
it. We have to climb this mountain. Hey, barbarian, wear my amulet.
And go up there, and then I'll just meet you.
But then the barbarian's like, how do I work it? And teleports back down.
Yeah, that's to climb again. Brilliant. But we've got options. There's things to do with it. You know what I mean? I don't have the skill set of this rogue, and we need to cross this just rope bridge.
It's really cool.
I like it a lot.
Cross it.
High level,
me.
cool play.
Yeah, I think it's an appropriate level, and I think it's cool as hell. Chainmaster's Fury, 9th level prerequisite, packed to the chain feature. As a bonus action, you can command your familiar to make one attack. Makes sense.
Makes sense. I don't know that I would ever take it.
That's
even as
fine.
Pact of the Chain.
I think that if I was packed to the chain and I had, an imp, or if I managed to snag flock of familiars, I'm like, go to town,
Yeah.
boys.
If you and your little shit are out on the town, it helps because little shit can get places you can probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you could also just cast a spell through them.
True.
yeah,
That's my
That's
but
true.
you only have spell slots. It makes sense.
yeah.
Little shit wants blood.
I find it weird that it's 9th level.
I don't think that it needs to be a 9th level prereq. I would say 5 at the most to
Yeah.
have your familiar do
Well,
a little poison stingy attack.
I lie. This is actually way better than we think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right? Because your familiar, based on Pact of the Chain, can already make attack rolls on its turn.
Oh, separately.
Oh.
You're giving it an attack on your bonus as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Right? So now you're changing the bat. You can
The
you
economy.
can cast a spell through it and then make it attack, or make it
Yeah.
attack and then cast a spell. Right?
Okay.
If you have an imp, you can poison something before you do something else to it.
I like this.
Okay.
Ninth
Ninth
level seems
makes
good.
sense for it too.
Okay. Now that with
Yep.
that clarification, okay, 9th
good.
level, that's fine. All right, cool. Thanks, Pact of the Chain. Next up, Eldritch Armor. must be packed to the blade. As an action, you can touch a suit of armor that isn't being worn or carried by anyone and instantly don it, provided you aren't wearing armor already. You're proficient with it until it's removed. You're spending an invocation to be able to wear heavy armor as a pact of the blade warlock. That's what this is.
I wouldn't do it.
I just like that it's Wallace and Gromit style. You press.
I know. I love that it's like. I love that too.
There's like a robot that puts your shirt on for you, ties your shoelaces. And
I mean, but
tie.
like to me, it's kind of cool because it fits in with like, it fits in some way with like the like teleporting weapon of the pact, like so that it's almost like, hi, I'm Joe Schmo. I'm a fully armored weapon knight. Boom. Like you go
It's a
from
cool
like,
idea.
hi, I just have normal clothes on to like a tank in like 2 seconds.
I once wrote a minor magical item that was called the fancy bow tie, and it was no matter what armor or whatever it is that you're wearing or carrying with you, while you're wearing the fancy bow tie, it looks like you're wearing nice evening wear.
Yes. I dig it. But yeah, so with that, like, it's weird that one is less like, as a Hexblade, I would be less likely to take it than if I was like Pact of the Fiend, right?
Fiend blade.
Yeah, like if I was a Blade Lock Fiend,
Yeah.
then I would be more likely to take this because as the Fiend, I only
Heavy armor.
have light armor proficiency,
Yeah.
whereas the Hexblade has medium armor proficiency. So it's like the one that you would think would be, wanting to get in heavy armor for whatever reason is now not doing that. It's for if one of the squishier ones gets it.
I like that actually. It's kind of like an Oblivion when you were not proficient with heavy armor, but if you touched a demon stone, it would put you in like a plate mail demon, like chest plate or something, and you just kind of get that benefit, and it weighs 0, and you're already proficient with it. And it's like, let me just role play as a tank real quick.
A wizard.
Lizard wizard.
Cool way to make a lizard.
A lizard backpoon.
Oh.
It's a cool way to like make, I can make heavy armor be magic.
Right.
Like I can bend the universe to my reality, yet I can't wear heavy armor. Like
It's too heavy.
like
I don't
I
like
can't cast spells in it. Like
My shoulders are too narrow.
are you kidding me?
I slide out the neck.
I
hole.
make it weigh nothing because of reverse gravity, and I wear it. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Levitate.
It's a cool idea to me. I don't know that I would.
Do you want to move that closer to you a little bit if you want?
Yeah.
for a
probably.
pre-made level 10
Fine,
campaign.
Jonah. Ugh.
If I like come in with a fully made fiend warlock, maybe.
Yeah, but that's my problem. Because this is also Andrew's opinion, right? If I'm playing a fiend warlock, I'm gonna play a sniper and a tome, and I'm gonna sit back and murder things from a year away.
True.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna kill things from the future and just be like, it's whatever. Give me hit points. Give me hit points. Give me hit point.
Eldritch Mind. You must be packed to the tome. You have advantage on con saves to maintain your concentration on a spell.
Cool.
It's just a little bit of Warcaster.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I think what I do like about though is that it's level 1.
It feels like what an invocation should be at low levels.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like I can get a piece of a feat, and then when I pick up that feat, I can drop that and pick up a different invocation.
Yeah.
I'd probably never pick it, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I feel like it's specifically, hey, you can keep your hex up easier now while you're spamming Eldritch Blast and doing all of those. Far Scribe, 5th level, Pact to the Tome feature. New page appears in your Book of Shadows. With your permission, a creature can use its action to write its name on the page,
Ooh, like it already.
which can contain a number of names equal to your charisma modifier.
this.
You can cast Sending, targeting a creature whose name is on the page without using a spell slot and without using material components. To do so, you must write the message on the page. The target hears the message in their mind, and if they reply, the message appears on the page rather than in your mind. The writing disappears after 1 minute. As an action, you can magically erase a name on the page by touching the name on it. This one's cool as fuck.
Emperor
Listen.
Palpatine ass shit.
Well, listen, the stuff they did for the tome in this,
There's some good stuff
I
in the
adore
tome in here.
because it's the stuff that we kind of wanted. Like in the OG book, it's just a lot of like, you get more spells.
Right, you get
You're good with spells, which there's nothing
rituals,
wrong with
for
that.
sure.
As a warlock, you're like, please God.
Yeah.
But like the ability to just like mind talk to anyone on your plane of existence.
They have written exactly what needed to be written in the same vein for the sorcerer stuff, or like the psionic stuff, where it's like, what weird shit can we come up with?
like,
Yeah.
that is in.
This is
keeping.
not a class about doing like.
it's not about doing damage.
Psionics should never have been about doing damage.
No.
It should have been about like.
Manipulation of the world around you.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
almost like picking an illusion wizard,
Yeah.
where it's like, I'm not here to roll dice. Really, I'm here to make people roll checks.
Yeah.
This has given me some real like black fella, Black Philip crown upon his head. Like signing the book of the devil.
Yeah,
kinda
like,
vibes.
holy shit, you gotta sign my demon book, and then we can chat.
If
We
I
can
was a
walkie
DM,
talkie. That's cool as
Anybody
Oh my
whose
God.
name is in that fucking book is not only like, can you do this as your warlock?
Yeah.
Your patron knows everything about them now.
Yeah, they've written their name in the book.
Of the
yes,
patron.
there are
Unless
consequences.
Cthulhu knows.
What if
like,
I'm a
your neighbor.
celestial warlock?
Then God knows. It's the book of life. It's
Then Jesus
Old,
knows.
Old Testament.
Okay. He already knew.
Gift of the Protectors, 9th level, back to the tome. A new page appears in your Book of Shadows.
What the fuck?
Already, yes. God, the tome gets such good stuff. With your permission, a
the
creature
best
can
one.
use its action to write its name on that page, which, again, number of names equal to your charisma modifier. Cool, cool, cool. When any creature whose name is on the page is reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, they magically drop to 1 hit point instead. Once this magic is triggered, no creature can benefit from it until you finish a long rest. So once per day, somebody with their name in there can get defucked.
But what comes back? It opens up all of the good questions.
This is
God.
amazing.
I know.
I
This is
love this.
Everything I want from an Unearthed Arcana.
This is incredible.
I want this in the
We're
game.
expanding the game.
Yeah.
In ways that are interesting and like flavor-wise.
And fucking useful.
yeah.
I would pick this if it was a pure numbers game.
Like, these invocations make me want to play a Tome Warlock
Yeah.
because there's such
they're
cool
so
stuff.
cool.
They're cool as hell.
Right?
love Tome Warlocks.
And it's not just I hit it with my Eldritch Blast better. Also, I do wish that there were more invocations for spells that weren't Eldritch Blast to enhance them, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, the probably the coolest one to me will always be Mask of Many Faces at will.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and then
and
its
then the
counterpart.
enhanced Master of Myriad Forms one, where you get Alter Self at will. But
Yeah.
yes, that,
It's
the
so cool.
illusion and then the upgrade to the actual
Oh.
thing, it's so good. More of Talisman. Protection of the Talisman, prereq 9th level Talisman feature. When the wearer of your talisman makes a saving throw in which they lack proficiency, they add a d4 to the roll.
Don't think it should be 9th level, but I don't mind it.
I would
think
take
you
it.
skipped Chainmaster as well.
I did skip it. But yeah, it shouldn't be not. I'd say 5 would be reasonable.
Yeah.
I'd say you could do 1.
Yeah. I think that, I mean,
like,
yeah.
I think you could have it from the beginning.
I think so.
Because a D4 is not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a bless.
It's also
which is a first level
It's
spell.
also so situational.
It's
in
a
the sense
safety
of, like-
option.
but like also it's like for which they're not proficient. Like they're not using it on things they're proficient.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna go up against a bunch of succubuses. Hey barbarian,
Charisma.
wear this.
Yeah.
Investment of the Chain Master. Back to the chain feature. When you cast Find Familiar, you infuse it with the measure of your Eldritch power, granting it the following benefits. It gains a flying speed or swimming speed of 40 feet. It no longer needs to breathe. Its weapon attacks are considered magical for the purpose of immunity, resistance to non-magical attacks. If the familiar forces a creature to make a saving throw, it uses your spell save DC. It uses your spell save DC. They scale, friends. They scale now.
It was just a 12 before, right? For the poison sting or whatever?
I think it might have been at 11 for like the poison sting.
Jesus.
But now, when you use your bonus action to have your little impy friend, little shit, poison sting the king. Now when the king's got to make that tasty con save, it's not an 11, friends. It's
an
probably your
18.
fucking
a
18.
17.
It's your good scaled number because it's connected to your. Yes.
It's
Thank
good.
you.
It should have been a thing from the beginning.
It is
It
good.
should have been, and man, I'm so happy it's here now.
I'm gonna be honest though.
What?
This to me
Uh-huh.
doesn't feel like an invocation. It feels like it should be in the
Just a
the-
straight up feature.
Oh, I
in the
agree.
build
You shouldn't have to
of-
spend anything for this.
No.
Yeah.
The fact that like become magical at its 7th level. Like
Yeah. It should scale already.
What is interesting about this though is you can take it at any level.
Yeah, you can
So
take that
it's
from the get-go.
Interestingly enough, that you could be like attack non-magical before anything else in the game can really bust that.
True.
Please do not take it from the gecko.
Oh,
Rebuke of the Talisman.
I'm upset. I'm
Sorry.
upset. Rebuke of the Talisman. Back to the Talisman feature. So from the start, you can take this one. When the wearer of your talisman is hit by an attacker you can see within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to deal psychic damage to the attacker equal to your charisma modifier and push it up to 10 feet away from the talisman's wearer.
I wish it was 10 feet in any direction.
Instead of like directly away.
Yeah.
That would be nice. That would be a nice thing.
I don't know how it makes sense, but it would make it more attractive as an option to me.
Yeah.
Because 5 damage is, or at best, 5 damage is nothing.
Yeah.
My
or
thing,
or
though-
if you got prone with it,
As the talisman is written in this, I'm not as interested in it as I am tome.
Right.
Which,
I'm glad that we have the
already
option.
is so good.
Right.
Yeah. I'm happy to have another boon option, but the tasty
like
stuff
the-
is for tome.
I like the new UA boon option way better than talisman.
Let's keep on rolling because we're almost done, my
Yeah,
dudes.
we're knocking on the door.
Boom. Wizards, you get cantrip versatility. When you gain a level, you can replace a cantrip with another cantrip. Wizard spells, they have not that many more of them because they already had all of the spells, so it doesn't really matter. And that's it for the class options. But now we've got fighting styles. Martial versatility.
This is anybody that can choose a fighting style has now access to these.
Yes.
This is when I'm going to start breaking things.
Yes. So, first of all, anybody who can get a fighting style has martial versatility. Whenever you gain a level in a class that has the fighting style feature, you can replace a fighting style you know with another style available to your class. It represents a shift of focus in your martial training and practice, causing you to lose the benefits of one style, gain the benefits of another. Cool.
I'm with it.
I like that this is on level ups.
Yep.
I like this.
That's totally different than long rests.
Agreed.
Yes. It's
That is
way
totally that is still
Yeah.
a choice that has a consequence as opposed to.
Would you think perhaps the champion could be able to do it on the long rest? I feel like that might be another benefit for the class, and it kind of needs it. I think.
See me, I would think less champion, and I would think more battle master.
Right. Yeah. If
Sure.
anybody,
Battle
I would
master
say-
seems more like, or even if you wanted to like talk like samurai.
True.
Right, like I think there are some that it would be more conducive to. I think you could even potentially argue that the fighter
the fighter specifically
could
gets
do it,
on.
whereas like the other classes couldn't. But then to me, it loses something of like the importance.
Specialization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of like,
The
I'm a
importance
guy
of,
who
like-
uses shields.
It's also like when you're a fighter, even if you don't take the archery fighting style,
You are good.
already ridiculously good.
You are
I would
good
think
at archery.
just
Yeah.
because of your
When
training.
you're proficient in
Yeah.
like everything.
Archery, I guess it helps to think of fighting styles as that just thing that sets you apart
Yeah,
above
it's what
anybody
you're.
else.
Yeah.
So like, I often think of fighting styles as like flavor to a character, right? If I'm
correct.
thinking about like, oh, I want like to make a sniper, then like
They're gonna take archery.
they're gonna take archery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
it's a
like,
part of who
like,
they are.
If I want a shield boy, but it's not really about the shield. It's more about like the weapon in the hand of the shield. Then it's dueling versus
Right.
shield master. Like,
yeah.
I think about it as part of the build of that character versus,
Yeah.
which is why like changing it to me feels so foreign and weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, if I was a sniper my whole life as this character, and then like one level I'm just like, well, I'm gonna need.
As a trope in like, what am I trying to say? In fiction, I really do love when it's like, Geralt of Rivia is like a great example
Oh, yeah.
of this, right? It's like, well, the tools at hand are completely
Dictate
different
what
from
I
what
need to be.
exactly.
Yeah.
And for that, I you know, kind of like the Drist thing, where Drist becomes good at whatever the fuck is necessary.
Right.
That's kind of a ridiculous example that the man is a ranger and a fighter and a magician and all the million other things that he is. But the idea that over the course of an adventuring career, one might wear many hats and do it very well.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy that.
I think the
that.
fighter is the class for that. Though.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Fighting style options.
Can I make one side note real fast for this?
By all means.
I think the much more interesting choice for me than martial versatility would have been fighting styles that leveled up with a character.
Ooh, scaling fighting styles.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That to me would put the martial classes in more of a competitive, not that it's about competing, but a more
No, I think competitive is fine.
More
as
evolved.
in they're able to scale with the spellcasters.
I don't know
better
how you would
and to keep
necessarily
up.
do it.
Proficiency bonus, things that rely on the proficiency bonus,
I don't know how you do it
because that scales.
because I think
or
it would
class
get
level.
really dangerous really quickly. If
Maybe
it's
class
like, I
level.
add +5 to but like if you're
Well, I don't know though, because I mean, if it, as an example, if it was like proficiency bonus or something, if you took, the defense one where you just get the plus whatever to your AC, if that's your fighting style, that is because you get like one, unless you
Yeah.
do a multi-class or you're a
that I'm
champion.
defense boy.
Is that I am defense boy. I don't think
Try
that
and
it's
hit me.
necessarily a bad thing if you were like, okay, your bonus to your AC is your proficiency modifier. It would give you one extra on the beginning.
Rounded down halfway.
Rounded out halfway. I mean,
Because
yeah,
defense
still.
is +1.
See, I wouldn't do that. I would
just as an example
I
of
would maybe
something
argue,
that could scale.
right? I would maybe argue for like defense, right? This is a whole rabbit hole that we don't need to go down right now, but like defense, right? That you start with like it adds a +1, and then maybe by level 20 it's a +5, right? But like you're gonna scale along the way, so that's at like early on level, right? When I get that +2, it's like I'm using a shield without using a shield.
Yeah.
Well, if I had a shield to that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just opens the door to a lot of problems.
And the whole idea of D&D is that there's that bounded accuracy, right? Where the things that are going to hit when you're lower level are not that much different than the attacks that are going to hit when you're higher level.
Right.
Because when you roll high, you roll high. You're always within that sort of those boundaries, and something specifically like defense would just become so ludicrous. You would essentially be like an endgame boss,
Right.
with 35 AC or something.
Right.
For sure. That's just like where my brain
Yeah.
goes with like fighting styles. Is,
Scaling.
like, if we can figure a way to like
I agree.
level that shit up, because like I think it's interesting if you could like as a sniper, to use that example, right? It's a +2 to hit
Yeah.
For archery, yeah.
for archery, right? If that's scaled to by the time you got to level 20 a +5,
You'll never miss.
I mean,
Right.
that would be very close to the proficiency thing, because you start with a +2, and then your final proficiency is what, 6, I think, maybe?
maybe
By the end of the game? But
think
yeah.
But then you could sharpshooter every shot.
Right.
But
And-
that's an interesting thing that like basically the end game can be I do +10 damage if I hit.
What if they were fighting style trees, similar to how the ranger has that thing where you get them you just choose the order in which
Ooh,
you
yeah.
get those
I
benefits.
dig that.
That'd be cool.
And then there's the
Fighting styles
archery
are just
tree.
cool, and I feel like they
need
so
love.
quickly are like, well, this
Yeah.
one,
Right.
and you do it at level 1, and
Like
you
the
never
one we're
see it
about to
again.
see.
Right.
Anywho,
But so, let's dig into these fighting style options. First of all, blind fighting. Being unable to see a creature doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack rolls against it, provided the creature isn't hidden from you. I'm one with the force is with me. I'm one with the force
I
is
actually
with
love
me.
it.
It's interesting. I don't know if I'd choose it, but I,
love
do
it
like
because it opens up the door for people that want to make a blind character.
Yeah. The blind
it.
swordsman.
At
not
the
be
specific,
punished for
but
it.
it is a specific cost. It's at the opportunity cost of being, heavily armored, or at the.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I just love I love that you're opening up the game to somebody that like there might be a person that's playing this game that is blind,
Right,
And it's
and
like I
wants
want
to
to
play that
play
character.
that as my character. Now, if I was a DM, I'd probably just be like,
You have blind
could just
sense.
do it, yeah.
fuck it, you're awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, it's a really cool way to me. Like, I can go to the Adventurers League as
and be
somebody
like,
that's
legally,
blind,
boom.
and be
you
like,
can't, like,
Yeah.
refute.
my character can see
yeah.
this
Into it.
way.
Into it.
I like it.
Especially if we would make fighting styles feats as well.
Right?
Then a monk could take this and you could blind monk. Wouldn't
Is
that
there
be
not one?
Awesome.
Is there not a feat? It's like advanced martial
no.
training.
Nope.
For some reason, they've
no,
never
no.
done.
I have one that I made on D&D Beyond that I use
Yeah.
because I think it should be.
It's one that, yeah, it really should be a feat to be able to
Yeah.
grab a fighting style, but that's a whole other thing.
Considering like they chose battle maneuvers versus over.
Over fighting styles?
Anywho,
Interception. Interception. When a creature you can see hits a target that is within 5 feet of you with an attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage to the target by 1d10 plus your proficiency bonus to a minimum of 0. You must be wielding a shield or a simpler martial weapon to use this reaction. So instead of like the shield guy who can, if they're next to you, impose disadvantage,
Yeah.
this is rather than disadvantage, you are going to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus proficiency.
It scales too.
I think it's more for people that don't want to use a shield.
Right, because you can use it with
Martial weapon.
a weapon.
Simple
You can,
weapon.
block it with your axe or your halberd or whatever.
I would, but again, like to me, I would never pick this.
No.
because it's not. To me, interception is not a fighting style.
No,
No.
it's just a thing that you can.
It's a thing that you could
It's a
do.
maneuver. It's
more
This
like
to
a
me is
maneuver-y
feat
thing.
versus
Yeah.
or a maneuver.
Well, and that's the thing too. If fighting styles were a feat, then like if it was a feat thing to pick up, then cool. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I think it's more of a situation where something like that would be picked up rather than I'm gonna pick this instead of dueling or something. Thrown weapon fighting. You can draw a weapon that has the thrown property as part of the attack you make with the weapon. In addition, when you hit with a ranged attack using a thrown weapon, you add +1 bonus to the damage roll.
In it. Love it.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Yes, thrown weapon.
Make
It's a
it
new
usable.
style.
I
It's a new
like
style.
it. An actual style of fighting.
I'm the hand axe tosser.
Yes.
you
I'm
have
just
I throw axes
your help.
everywhere.
yeah.
You have to say the next one in William Shatner voice.
It's true.
Unarmed fighting. Your unarmed strikes could deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength modifier. If you strike with 2 free hands,
Fucking.
There it is.
the d6 becomes a d8.
Double fist punch, you motherfucker! Here it comes.
When you successfully start a grapple, you can deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to the grappled creature. Until the grapple ends, you can also deal this damage to the creature whenever you hit it with a melee attack. Double fist punch into oblivion.
I don't even want to think about it in terms of mechanics. I just like it.
Yeah, just solely for double fist punch, sure.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is the end.
Listen, I love that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It lets a fighter play a boxer.
It lets
This
a biter
MF said
fight.
biter. Whoa.
Back poon.
Guys, we did it.
We finally made it through
We did
the
it.
class feature variants.
And it was mostly pretty good.
like overall solid UA. Solid
Guys.
UA on the whole. There are things that we got beef with, obviously, but for as much as there is in this one thing,
30 to 70, good to bad. Andrew's opinion.
Oh, really?
30 to 70, really?
Wow. I
Yeah.
would say it's at least 60 for me. 60,
I'm
40.
glad.
Yeah.
We're gonna get fined for that.
No, it's completely.
It's probably trademarked.
No, it's royalty free. I've used it multiple
Free use.
times.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
If you listen to We Few, as soon as Caden starts speaking, it's.
Oh, yeah.
And when you do the kobold, like, blah, 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 in circle.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
But that's it. We did it.
We did it,
We
you
made it
guys.
through, and we finished
We
it
did it.
together.
and I'm
in
seeing your
person.
faces.
It's amazing.
Oh,
UA, you can do better.
Oh, man.
It wasn't the worst though.
There have been way worse ones, and there is stuff in here that I hope makes it to actual published book.
yeah.
There's others that I really hope it doesn't. But I hope that I hope the feedback that they've gotten from it's good. This one's been out for a little while, and I hope that they got some good ideas to actually move forward with
Yeah.
this.
And I think we should do the new one that came out at
Oh,
some
yeah.
point.
Definitely.
Right now.
Right
Those
here
are
we
fun.
go.
I quite like them. I enjoyed looking through them. I didn't quite understand the Paladin, but well, I'm sure we'll get into it. But
yeah.
hey, listeners, is there something you'd like us to take a look at? It doesn't have to be D&D or Unearthed Arcana. It could be any. Oh, you know what we should do at some point?
Oh yeah, what?
Chaotic Good Games. It's he has the Legends of It's Dangerous to Go Alone. Take this.
Oh yeah, Andrew Ferguson. Yeah.
Yeah. We should absolutely check out that.
Absolutely.
Like, if you have games that you want us to look at,
Please.
I will happily talk about a game.
I have
Send your
Troika.
shit to the game mechanics.
I have Troika
We have
as well.
dialects.
We gotta look at Troika. We've been looking to look at that one forever. Dialects,
dialects.
yes.
We should. You got dialects.
Yeah.
We
Man,
should totally do some like
we should
very
do a
base
dialects
level.
within the Manifest universe,
Oh yeah.
like a failed Mars base.
Yeah.
Oh
That was
fuck.
fun the one time we did that.
Yeah. Oh, what was my?
Shit got dark.
Yeah, what was my poor insane scientist's name? It was like Julia.
I don't remember. I just remember you were like, "Oh yeah, the Earth's gone."
Yeah,
and
Earth.
lost your mind.
Yeah, Earth. They're listening, but they're not saying anything. The
man.
entire planet.
And I was like, "Cool,
Great.
I was supposed to be the shithead. Why am I trying to staple shit together?"
Anyway, love you guys, listeners.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have ideas for games that
Yeah,
we should
please.
take a look at here, because we're gonna keep doing Talkin' Shop because we have fun doing it. But
Yeah.
send us games that you would like us to analyze, and I promise we won't shit on everything as much as
Yeah.
a lot of the UA.
I will continue to shit on things.
Yeah, hop
It's
in the
why
Discord.
I'm here. Please, no, hey, just smash that like button.
Fucking ring that bell.
just write us a comment. Send us a message. It'll make me smile.
Send us a pigeon.
Listen, I just sit in an angry corner all day
He's
and think
perpetually-
about sorcerers. So if you write us a comment that's like, "Hey, Andrew, don't think about sorcerers for 5 minutes," I won't, and it'll be amazing.
If you hear Andrew's
I need
voice on this podcast, rest assured that his fingernails are digging deep into the flesh of his palms. At
I draw
all
blood
times.
every night.
Every night.
True. It's true. And I'm making it harder for you to not think about sorcerers because we've got some fun
That's right.
actual play stuff coming down the line that we're working on right now.
Yeah, our Conan.
Yeah, but it's also a
inspired.
pent up release of
What now?
aggression too.
Oh,
for
true.
me.
I mean,
just in
we just
general.
recorded episode 1 before this talking shop, and it was I would think cathartic, and there's
Yeah.
only more of that to come.
Oh yeah.
I
So-
needed that, Joe. Thank you. By
You're
the
very
way.
welcome. I love this one so much, and I can't wait for the listeners to hear it.
Prepare for violence, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. You're awesome.